Wherever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
Hey!
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Owen and AJ Talks. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here with...
AJ Talon, and today we are back for a very special show, a show that just turned the big 4-0 a couple weeks ago. Dragon Ball. Yep. It's kind of funny. I was looking at the notes that I did, like, when we first watched these episodes, because we kind of got busy and didn't end up actually making the video. And I was like, holy shit, Owen, it's been 6 months since we first watched these episodes. I didn't think it had been that long.
I didn't think so either. I thought it was like since October type of thing. But no, I guess it's August. I don't really remember why we didn't end up making the video. I mean, obviously, we just talked about this off camera. We obviously got busy with like Yellow Jackets and like all and like the second Star Wars and all that other stuff. But like in real time, I don't know what. Obviously, something easily came up, and then we just didn't end up like doing the video. But yeah, no. I'm happy to be back doing Dragon Ball. Kind of worked out we're doing it now because, like you said, this is the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball this year. So, it's kind of nice that we're doing, like, these two episodes because these are pretty big episodes. Mainly the next episode, I would say, is probably a bigger episode. The
Ox King of the Fire Mountain is also pretty important, which, I'll get into. But, yeah, I think... the main thing that we're all here for is episode 8, the Kamehameha wave or Kamehameha wave. I've seen this show since I was like 9, and I still bounce back and forth on how it's pronounced.
Yeah, because then I saw the episode earlier today. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not how AJ would ever pronounce it as a kid. Like, did he just get his pronunciation wrong? But then obviously, they actually say it the way you would say it as a kid. It's like, oh, okay, so AJ actually was right as a kid. So,
Yeah, I think even in the show, they kind of bounce back and forth on how it's pronounced.
If you watch this, if you watch it like, because we're watching like the English version. If you watch the Japanese version, is it also back and forth, or is it pretty consistent?
Yeah, I think it's also back and forth. Well, because I guess I'll say it now. Fun little fact: Kamehameha, or whatever, however it's pronounced, is not a Japanese or English word. It is the name of a Hawaiian king. The great king Kamehameha, who united the Hawaiian Islands. Very interesting name. Yeah.
Kind of interesting, because this was very much not used to unite. It destroyed a whole castle, so like it didn't unite anything when that happened. So. Yeah,
I know, right? It does literally the opposite of uniting. It's kind of a cool little fact, though, because obviously Japan is pretty close to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense. There's a little bit of crossover there.
But anyhow, let's get to, because we're not just reviewing that episode. We're reviewing 2 episodes.
Yeah. And I was going to say that's something else I kind of like about this first season of Dragon Ball is the episode. Only a few episodes are really like episodic. Like it's pretty continuous.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Which I like.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like with the last few episodes of Dragon Ball we've reviewed, I think we've only done like a couple where we've just done like one episode. I feel like there's been a lot of like two-parters and stuff like that. Like I think the last like video we did was when Yamcha showed up for the first time. I like we have a consistent story. Nothing really feels like a one-off or everything like that. Like episodes you think of that are going to be one-offs, like the episode with like Ulan ends up sticking because obviously Ulan ends up joining the group based off that episode and everything like that. Obviously for me it's kind of tough because like if you watch the intro, like kind of all the characters that are going to join the group. So it's like... Yeah,
like you see Ulan in the intro, so he's going to stick around so it's not really a surprise when he's around the next episode.
And not even just the intro, like that commercial like they do in between. So, like you see him a lot in that. So you're like, okay, so he's like...
Oh, obviously he's not going to be a one-off, yeah.
But then...
Even Roshi is kind of like... you see him for that one time. He's an old man. He, he's kind of magic because he has a talking pet turtle and he has a flying cloud and shit. So you kind of get the idea that there's more to him than appears. But like he kind of just leaves and that's it. You don't really expect to see him again, and then he ends up being a pretty big deal. These 2 episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, I do kind of like though that like Dragon Ball, like because they're going this Dragon Ball journey. We haven't gotten like an episode yet that's like been a complete like throwaway. Like you didn't have an episode where like they went to a town like didn't find the Dragon Ball. Like I guess an example of that is like Avatar. We just literally did an episode that doesn't really not really talked about the Great Divide.
Yeah.
So.
An episode so filler, they literally made a joke about it in the show.
Both times. 2 times. So
yeah, literally in the episode and in the series recap. Yeah.
And then like after like the next 2 episodes of Avatar, like the Fortune Teller is kind of a throwaway episode. So
yeah, kind of.
So Danny, we haven't had any like throwaway episodes yet. I don't think we. Well, Ben, I was gonna say we haven't had any, but like we've had the Kraken episode on Ben. It's pretty throwaway.
Yeah.
And then the episode with like the other aliens that like can't be in the heat, ends up being throwaway because
Fireman, yeah, which is funny because that they set up that they're gonna come back and they never do.
Yeah. And then I think Yellow Jackets probably has like a few like throwaway episodes probably. You have to see every episode, but I'm pretty sure honestly, I'd make the argument the episode where like Natalie and like Lottie go do that competition. Like you probably skip that. You could probably skip like that episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in hindsight, like that one isn't that important because like they don't get that moose and like Natalie and Lottie are still kind of against each other, even though they kind of get some respect at the end. So.
Well, I'll say you could skip the past because I think in the present, like Shauna tells like Callie about all that shit.
Right. And don't get me wrong, Dragon Ball is going to have plenty of like kind of filler and bottle episodes later on. But we're just saying, like, considering this is like the first season compared to other shows we've been doing, there's usually at least one episode that's like, okay, you really can just skip this and be fine.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball hasn't really, and we're already more than halfway through the season, so that's good on Dragon Ball.
Like it.
Yeah. So, Owen, you get to guess when the Ox King on Fire Mountain came out. Now, you usually have some trouble with Dragon Ball because it's, the oldest of the shows we usually do.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see if I can think about this. It's definitely in the 80s, because it has that 80s cartoon-like feel. So this is obviously going to be a giveaway. I think it's newer, younger than Return of the Jedi, and that came out like in 1983. I'm pretty sure every time I always say 82 or 83, and I'm pretty sure you always say like 1986. And again, we haven't done Dragon Ball in like quite a while, so I don't know like what month we're in or anything like that. But if Dragon Ball just recently suffered like its 40th anniversary, like a few weeks ago, I'm trying to think we're in like February. I'm trying to think of when that was. Was that end of January, early February? Because it was like, I remember you said like you didn't want to wait too long because it's been like a couple weeks, and that was like last week. So I am gonna and what episode is this?
This is episode 8. This is episode
7. So I'm gonna guess the first episode came out like January 19th, 1986. And then I'm gonna just do go 7 weeks ahead. I'm probably gonna get the math wrong because I can't do that type of math in my head with dates. So I am going to guess if they just celebrated. I'm gonna say this is on an anniversary. I am going to guess February 16th, 1986.
Owen, you are incorrect, but you're actually not too far off. This originally aired in Japan on April 9th, 1986.
God damn it! I got well. Then again, I was thinking the English version, so luckily I got the Japan version. So it's April.
Yeah, April 9th, 1986, and then this aired in the United States almost a decade later, October 21st, 1995.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I thought we already had
And
the
then,
I thought we already had the anniversary because it said it was an anniversary year, so I thought we already had it. That's why we were doing this. So,
well, episode 7, so yeah, the 40th anniversary of episode 1 already happened.
oh, true. So they probably just they clearly fucking took like a fucking big ass fucking break then and everything like that.
Yeah, probably. I have to look up the date for episode 1, but yeah,
Because I was thinking,
I imagine break here and there. Huh?
Because that's what fucked me over. Because I was thinking they didn't fucking take a big break in between each episode. I was thinking they ended the shit weekly.
Like I remember that I got fucked over with that in Yellow Jackets. I think a couple times because I think they took a break like once,
Yeah.
and that screwed me up. The director for this episode was Minoru Okazaki. And I can't find anything else on the IMDb, so we're gonna just stick with that.
That's good.
Yeah. So I guess we can hop right into it. We'll guess the Kamehameha Wave wiki shit after. But
what was the air date again for this episode?
April 9th, 1986.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to remember that for later.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Obviously, if you guess the next episode, you're gonna get it right now. So
Right.
So yeah, Ox King on Fire Mountain. So funny enough, so this is the only thing we see of Pilaf for this entire next 2 episodes. So that's why I always think it's funny whenever anyone calls season 1 the Pilaf saga, because I'm like, more like the Pilaf 20 minutes.
We literally just talked about this off camera, but I think I literally talked about this. Pilaf is the only villain I think we've seen we've seen very little of him and everything like that type of thing. So
yeah, Yamcha's been in 2 episodes, and I think he already has more screen time than Pilaf.
I feel like his minions have more screen time than he does. So
yeah, well, sure enough, starting off with the minions, if you remember from the last episode, they put a bomb on the Dragon team's truck in it, and then they thought it blew up because Yamcha blew up the rocket launcher, and then they went to go check and they're like, oh hey, the bomb still works, and it blew up in their face. And then now after that wonderful shit show, they're kind of just limping back to Pilaf's castle, and they know they're in for a shit show when they get there. And they're kind of just being like, oh man, I wish our boss could just congratulate us, say hey, shit happens, and let us eat some of his good food, and they get there and they report, that they let the Dragon Balls get away and that they didn't, accomplish jack shit. And Pilaf, you're thinking, oh shit, maybe he's a good boss, maybe he's giving them a pay raise, he's matching their 401k.
Yeah,
and because he's, what guys, it's okay, shit happens, good job, here, have some food. And they're like, oh really? And he's like, no. And then he presses a button under his table and traps them, and we find out a new little contraption he's made. I wonder who the fuck is building this shit for him. But his roof opens up, and metal caps get put on Mai and Shu, and then lightning, Zeus himself, or Uncle Iroh, because we're at the storm where we're gonna see lightning bending for the first time.
Yeah,
Iroh reaches lightning into Shu and Mai. Real fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Pilaf is like, you guys, horrible. I hate you guys. And he's raising his silver fork in the air. And I like how he even has a face of oh fuck, I just did that. And then he gets struck by lightning. And then that's it. That's all we see of these fuckers. These next 2 episodes. Yep. So our main villain of the season, everybody.
I know he's not coming back, and we literally just talked about this off camera. He's going to play a pretty big role in our next episode, but the episode after that, because I learned the hard way, don't look ahead in Dragon Ball, thinking, because the titles of some of these episodes will fucking spoil shit, so...
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, yeah, but episode 9, oh, not 9, sorry, 10, you said is called The Dragon Balls Are Stolen. And I'm like, well, I'm guessing the Dragon Balls get stolen, that's an assumption to make.
Yep.
I would bet money on that happening.
I bet the house. It's not even my house.
Yeah. It's like, they don't even, they just lose it, like it's under the couch. Like, oh my god, guys, the Dragon Balls are stolen. Oh, never mind, it's right here. It was between the couch cushions.
Actually, no, we did the other version where, like, the twist is, like, it's just peel-offs that get stolen, so it's ball instead of balls. It's just one, so that's the twist.
Oh, yeah, gets stolen. He sucks that bad as a villain. That'd be great.
But yeah, what an interesting villain this is. We've seen other shows where, like, I guess we've seen little of the villain. Like, sometimes, obviously, they do, like, a twist where, like, we find out we've been seeing the villain all along. Like, I remember Detective Pikachu. That kind of happens. But even then, like, the person that's supposed to be, like, the villain is at least on camera all the time. And I'm not saying the villain has to be on camera all the time, but, like, when PLF is on camera, it's just always an interesting ride because he's always, like, made to look like a fool. And I guess that's the joke, but, like, it's just really weird.
Like, he's Plankton, but less screen time, essentially. Like, that's kind of what he is,
But, like, Plankton even, like, looked menacing, like, before he would get made to look like a fool at, like, the end of the episode type of thing. So,
again, he's just discount Plankton, essentially, That's basically what he is.
Which is weird, because Plankton's not out. Plankton's not going to be around.
Yeah. I guess, this is before SpongeBob, so that is weird.
Yeah, so. But yeah, all this villain stuff, I guess, was, like, fine. It's just really interesting that, like, I don't, because I get...
Like, that we're mentioning the villain stuff, because, as we're going to get into, even Yamcha doesn't even really do that much this episode. Despite being a two-parter, there isn't really, like, a main villain for these episodes.
Yeah, so. Whatever. Pilaf can keep doing his thing. He's probably... maybe he's gonna be maybe he'll be the new Chewie, where, like, I think he's gonna meet his demise at the end of the show, and then he won't. So
yeah, that'd be great. They have Dragon Ball, so I can just wish them back. There you go.
Maybe that's why my friend thought Chewie died. Someone had Dragon Balls and wished Chewie was dead. So maybe that's why he thinks Chewie died. So.
Yeah. He didn't see the Star Wars Dragon Ball crossover where they wished Chewie back.
Yeah. But I guess I'll start, like, talking. Team Goku is starting to make their way towards Fire Mountain, and obviously this is some time has passed because you can tell they're, like, starting to leave the desert area for the most part. You can tell that they've traveled some distance. We see that Yamcha and his cat-like figure is still, like, following them.
And also, I have a whole section for the changes the sub and dub makes, but in the sub, they do say it's been 2 days of driving. So it's been 2 days since last episode.
Yep. And obviously, Ulan is still, like, worried because obviously they're going to have to go deal with Fire Mountain, and they're going to have to deal with the Oxkin. And we got kind of some history. We got this kind of, like, the last couple episodes, but we get they talk about it more here, where we find out that, like, the Oxkin got kind of worried that all his treasures were going to get stolen, so he had, like, a wizard, like a magical wizard, like, set a fire towards like, his castle, so that way no one could steal his stuff. And obviously Goku's confused about this, and but it's kind of looking optimistic and saying that, like, maybe we'll be able to get past, like, the castle. And Bulma isn't really buying any of this. She kind of thinks that, like, Ulan's just making up stories and everything like that. But then, obviously she starts to feel very hot. And they finally make it to Fire Mountain. And doing all of this, Yamcha and his cat-like figure, like I said, is following them, and Paul, and they have a plan where, like, they're gonna let Goku, like, fight the Oxkin, and if he wins, then they'll wait for him to get the 7th Dragon Ball, and then they'll kind of, like, take him out from behind. They don't really have a plan of how they're gonna, like, do that yet. They kind of find this out, later on, but that's kind of what the plan is right now. I love the fact that, like, you know, because obviously they're following them, and it's not one of those things where, like, they're just leaving a trail. Like, they're clearly right behind them, but obviously they're trying to go slow enough where, like, they can't see them.
I was like, you know, because last episode they said they're going to trail them. Like, we see they are, like, not that far behind them, and, like, there's nobody else on the road. Like, it's super easy to see them following them.
So I just love the fact, you know, this could all be solved if, you know, Olan or whatever just looked in, like, the rear view, like, mirror or whatever. So
yeah, or over the course of the last 2 days, yes.
Back to the rear end of them by mistake, or like, you know, they like hit them or whatever type of thing.
Too quickly, and Yamcha just like bash into him.
Say that.
He's like, so insurance or?
I don't think any of them have insurance either. So.
Right.
But
yeah, Oolong's 9, Goku's 11, and Bulma's 16. So, yeah.
I think Bulma,
like no. Huh?
I think Bulma's the only one that would have insurance, I guess. So.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, she's rich, so yeah. Actually, she probably does have insurance.
Right. So. Actually, wait. Didn't Yamcha give him this car though? So wouldn't it be his like insurance?
Right. Insurance. You're right. He crashes his own car. But don't worry, Goku's gonna beat him to it at the end of the next episode.
That's right. But yeah, they finally make it to Fire Mountain, and obviously, you know, there's no way they can really get to like Fire Mountain. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't happen till later, but I guess I'll just talk about it now. So Goku has the grand idea. This actually makes a lot of sense that he'll just use the flying Nimbus to you know, get to you know, to fly over it and see if he can find the Dragon Ball that way. But it doesn't work. His tail gets caught on fire, and this like stops him in his tracks. He obviously freaks out and obviously jumps into a river to like put the fire out. There was a couple things I did kind of like from this though. Because the setting of Fire Mountain was really cool. You could obviously tell it's like a barren place, and you could see that there was like you know, people have tried to obviously go to Fire Mountain before, and you could see that like they've died from it. So we could see like the, you know, the decomposed bodies and everything like that. And something I kind of noticed here, I wanted to mention is like Bulma asked Goku to get the Dragon Ball, and like Goku's kind of joking around, like puts like one like the decomposed like skeleton like over his face and like mocks that guy, saying, I don't know if I can do that because I might die from it or whatever he says. Bulma actually laughed at that. Like Bulma and Goku kind of like actually like, you know, seemed like bonded, and that like had a, because usually when Goku tries to make like a joke, Bulma will usually like throw shade at it and everything like that. So I kind of like that, like they kind of like bonded it a little bit there type of thing. So
yeah, I was gonna say I do like that. Like Bulma's kind of warming up to Goku a little bit. Because I remember when the show started, she just kind of like was like, "Yeah, I'll just use him as like a bodyguard. I don't really give a shit about him." But yeah, she seems to be kind of like warming up to him, which is nice.
And then I think Oolong was originally just gonna like, you know, ditch them again, but obviously because last episode Bulma gave him laxatives, he has no choice but to like listen to them again. I feel like I feel like one, they also wanted to remind us of that, and they just wanted to do that joke again. So that was kind of like whatever. I thought
it was kind of fun. He's just like, all right, we'll see you. And he tries to drive away, and they're like, nope, you got to shit your pants, buddy.
Yeah. I think that's all that kind of comes from this. I feel like because everything else we see is like mainly Ghost section, but I liked this though. You know, I like the setting of Fire Mountain. I like that they like, you know, like that Goku like tried to use the flying Nimbus to get it, but because the fire's like too hot and everything like that, he couldn't do it because
smart move, you know, like nobody can get up the mountain because of the fire. That's a pretty smart move to be like, okay, we'll like, you know, fly over and go into the castle. Because you know, when we see Goku like overhead the mountain, like the castle itself is fine. Like it's just that there's fire all around the castle.
Yeah.
So figure if you just go in from up top, you can get in just fine. But you see, like the fire, like is kind of magic, and like when Goku gets too close, the fire like intercepts him. So, yeah. But yeah. So cutting away from what the main characters are doing.
Anything else you want to say about all this before you talk about your section? I liked all this.
Oh yeah, I liked it. I liked it. Like you said, I really like the setting for it because last episode was kind of boring, just like a desert. This episode, I think it's cool. Like the magic fire mountain is really interesting, and I like the abandoned ruined town. Like all the buildings are like destroyed, and like you got like skeletons everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's cool. And then like kind of away from the ruined up town. Yamcha and Puar like behind like a rock, and they're just talking about, like you said, like what they're gonna do. They're like, okay, because Oolong was talking about the Ox King and like his reputation and how he's a big deal. And Yamcha is also being like, yeah, I've heard of the Ox King. Like he's a really tough guy. Like I don't even think Goku could beat him. But the way we can do this is if Goku does beat him and gets the Dragon Ball, then awesome, we can steal it from Goku. But if the Ox King beats him, then well, you know what? At least I get my revenge on Goku. So win-win for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then they hear screaming in the distance, and they look over and they see a little girl running away, horrified from a dragon. Not for a dragon, a T-Rex. It's like it's some kind of like wingless dragon. If only we had these in real life, Owen. If only these really existed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got 5 of these outside my house, buried under the stove.
Yeah. If little monkey boys were riding them, then I would believe you. Yeah. But the girl is like you can kind of tell something's off about her right from the get go, because she's got like a cape and like like a helmet with like an axe on it. Which is a nice little foreshadowing, because you don't know who she is yet, but if she's the Ox King's daughter, and you see him like wielding an axe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of. But she's terrified, running away. But then she just turns around and like takes the axe off her helmet and just throws it at the T-Rex and fucking cuts its head off.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like also horrified by this.
And I kind of forgot this happened, but like. And I was really surprised when I saw it. Like, you actually like see the T-Rex's like head like cut off, and like they actually animated it and everything like that too. This wasn't just something they did.
Like, out. I'm like, God damn! Remember, this is a kids show. Remember the '80s? Fucking censorship was way different.
Yep.
And I do like this. The dragon is like dead, and Chi-Chi beat it like easily. She's just like disgusted by like, ew, it's gross, and then she just like fires a laser out of her head and blows it up.
Mm-hmm.
And Yamcha and Puar are like, what the fuck did we just see? And then, Chi-Chi, she's still kind of just running away, crying. And then she stops right in front of Yamcha. She didn't, like, see him there. And he's just like, hi, how you doing? Like, good job. And then she just attacks him. And she says, like, what did she say? She says, like, oh, no, I shouldn't talk to strangers. So she just, like, fucking attacks him. And then he immediately just, like, punches her in the back of the head and knocks her out.
Not even a punch, like a karate chop type of thing. Like, it wasn't even a punch.
Yeah, double-handed,
Not a lot of effort went into that either, so...
Yeah, considering how easily she's fucking disintegrated a T-Rex, you figure he would struggle a bit more. But no, he handled it. And he's like, okay, cool, let's go. And they're driving away. Like, to catch up to Bulma and them, I'm guessing. Like, I'm guessing he was kind of farther away and they stopped. Oh, yeah, right. Because he was, like, mentioning, like, oh, hey, they're going to the Fire Mountain. Because they don't know where they're going. They're just following them. So they're going back to the Fire Mountain. And Puar's like, hey, Yamcha, how come you were, like, fine with that girl? You didn't seem scared of her. And Yamcha's like, oh, yeah, well, it's only girls, like, my age that, like, I'm scared of. It's kind of funny in the Japanese. He just full and says like, "Yeah, I'm not into little kids." Like, obviously,
that's funny. I do have some questions.
Like, he's basically.
I do have to ask too. Like, he says like, woman his age he's afraid of. What about women that are older than him? Type of thing, like a year.
I'm assuming they also qualify. No, it's only 16. If you're 17 or 15, you're fine. It's 16 specifically.
Imagine he doesn't know their age, and then he has to ask every woman, like, I just need to make sure, like, how old are you? And, like, the second he finds out they're 16, he's like, oh my gosh.
He's like, oh god.
And what happens like if they like what if they're like 15 and then like turn 15? Like what if he dates the person as like 15 and then like they turn 16? Is he all of a sudden like nervous at them and everything like that? Like how does that work? Like,
Yeah, exactly. At midnight on their birthday, then he's horrified of them. Like he's completely fine. Turns midnight and then he's like on the ground seizing. He's like, oh god.
I wanted to feel like he's like, okay, I'll date you for this amount of time, and then I'm like, okay, 11:58 p.m. I'm break. Because obviously it takes a couple minutes to break up with someone. I'm gonna break up with this person, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
I was about to say he's gonna break up with them in 2 minutes. It's like, damn, Yamcha, you're ice cold. Going to a fire mountain path. But I guess I'll just bring this up now because this happens a little bit later. But I already mentioned it that like when he goes to the fire mountain, he's like spying on Bulma and them, and then when it's revealed that the girl he ran into was the Ox King daughter, he immediately flips the fuck out. He's like, holy shit, because he doesn't want the Ox King coming after him for punching the shit out of his daughter. So he immediately gets back in the car and drives back to where he found Chi-Chi. And he wakes her up, and she's like scared because she's like, "What the hell? You just knocked me out." And he's like, "Yeah, sorry. I knocked you out because you didn't leave me a choice. But like, the truth is, I'm actually like in love with you. So please don't tell your dad I knocked you out, please."
That's just like horrified. She's more horrified by this than like knocking him out. Like she's more horrified by this.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
Because she's like what, 12?
Yeah, like 11 or 12, probably.
Good thing, good thing Bertrand wasn't here.
Who?
Bertrand, the assistant from Danny Phantom. Remember, he has a past.
Oh, yeah, just creeping on the kids, yeah. Like, no, stay away, Bertrand. But yeah, she's like, "Oh, do you really like me? We just met." And he's like, "Of course I'm being serious. Like, can't you tell by my face?" And then she notices the tooth that Goku knocked out. And she's like, "Oh, wow, your tooth is that going to grow back?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just getting pissed off." And you Poir has to like calm him down.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
I thought that was funny.
And I just where you kind of see that Chi-Chi is kind of like Goku in a way. She's very naive, doesn't have a lot of like experience, because she's talking about like, "Oh man, I heard about like love and romance in like a magazine I read. Does that mean we're gonna like hold hands and you're gonna be my boyfriend?" And then as she's like thinking about this, Yamcha is just like driving away. And he's like, "Okay, well, see you, bye."
And then we'll come back to that later. But yeah, I liked all the Yamcha stuff. I thought it was pretty funny. I like Chi-Chi as a character. And yeah, I thought you got like a lot, some funny jokes out of that. I like that. Well, seeing that Yamcha, I like that he's making a plan. He's more useful as a villain than Pilaf is. It seems like so far, so that's good.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job making him like a villain that you can take seriously, but also making him like funny. Like his whole joke about like being scared of girls, and like when he finds out Chi-Chi's Ox King's daughter, him immediately like going back there because he's scared. Like that's funny.
Yeah.
But they're also making him a cool villain at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's funny. Hey, he's already been a villain than Pilaf. He knows he needs fucking 7 Dragon Balls. So that's good.
Yeah, he didn't waste years of his life looking for 1 Dragon Ball.
But continuing, kind of back to my thing. So, kind of after Goku goes into the lake, because I don't think anything else happened before or afterwards. Obviously, Bulma and Ulan are like, well, we'll have to come up with a new plan. And then off in the distance, we see like a big, like, shadowy figure, kind of running around. And then we see like an earthquake kind of happening, like the ground shaking and everything like that. And then we see the Otkin. And he has a really cool design. Obviously he's really big and heavy. He has a big axe. He's got like glasses and a helmet on, and he's got like a shield on his back. I think the Oxkin looks really cool. I like his design. Obviously he speaks like the Boulder from Avatar: The Last Airbender, like really big brute, menacing force and everything like that. I think that's really cool. And obviously he's asking like why they're there, because obviously like no one's been here for like years. And they said like, oh no, we're not here for like any particular reason. And obviously he kind of knows that like they're there to obviously like steal his treasures like from his castle, but obviously they're trying to like bullshit around it and be like, no, we weren't here to do any of that stuff. And then of course Goku finally recovers, and he comes back on the flying Nimbus, and like he's not like looking in the direction of like the Oxkin, so like he just looks over to like Bulma and Oolong, like, wow, we're gonna have to figure out another way to get that Dragon Ball. So obviously Goku just kind of
See the SpongeBob joke in the movie where like the answering machine came on, where Mr. Krabs is like, I didn't steal the crown, and then like the phone is like, hey Mr. Krabs, it's Gene, the guy who sold the crown to, Neptune's crown. Anyway, yeah, Neptune's crown in Shell City. Neptune's crown, and yeah, reminds me of that.
I think the best part of that joke was like Mr. Krabs like destroyed the answering machine, and it still like fucking worked, and like afterwards.
But yeah, pretty much Goku gets there, and he's like, all right, guys, we're gonna go get the Dragon Ball from the Ox King's castle. You know, the castle up there. We're gonna go take it. That castle.
It would have been funny if they all just started beating the shit out of Goku. They did the SpongeBob joke. He's like, I mean up there, and he's like, they just like beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention before this. I think Goku did kind of hear this going on, so he made his staff really big so he could like get there quicker. And obviously the Oxkin's pissed about this, so then Goku has to face the Oxkin, and Goku starts attacking him, and obviously because he's too big and everything like that, none of Goku's offense really has much effect on him. The Oxkin gets a couple of hits on Goku, but then eventually he had when Goku calls over the flying Nimbus, the Oxkin's asking Goku like, wait, how did you get the flying Nimbus? And Goku said that an old Toto hermit, because I forgot Goku never learned his name in that episode, obviously.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot about that.
I think I don't even know now. I don't even remember if he actually did like learn his name in that episode, because
they just called him the Turtle Hermit, yeah. And then because here Ox King is like, oh, that must be Master Roshi.
Yeah, and she says, yeah, that must be Master Roshi's. And they said like, yeah, and obviously the Ox King reveals that he knows who Master Yoshi is, because Master Roshi like trained him and everything like that. And I forget how it gets brought up, but then Goku mentions that like his grandfather trained him, and his name is Gohan. And then
Ox King sees the power pole, and Ox King is like, oh yeah, your grandfather tried to break that over my head.
And like you said, you mentioned this off camera. It's kind of cool that because obviously later on we're gonna meet Krillin, and Goku and Krillin kind of have like a rivalry and everything like that. And it's kind of cool that the Ox Kid and Gohan, Goku's grandfather, end up having like a similar like rivalry, like back when they were kids and everything like that.
Yeah, because like Roshi and like brings up training Gohan and Ox King when they were kids. So again, it's good. That's kind of like what's implied, is that like they had a very similar like friendship that Goku and Krillin end up having. So that's cool.
So I'm gonna assume there's no prequels of like Dragon Ball before.
He did. They talk about it, but we don't really get like a full on look at like the past like that.
I obviously asked that because we're doing Star Wars, and they'll obviously talk about all that stuff now and everything like that. So
yeah, well, because Dragon Ball has some prequel stuff, but like not for like Roshi and Gohan and Oxkin.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm surprised they didn't do that. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been. But yeah, we do get some prequel stuff for Dragon Ball, but like not that.
And then Goku's like asking like, why did you have like a fire you set to your mountain and everything like that? And the Oxkin reveals that he did, he obviously did that, but now he wants to put the fire like out, but he has no way to put the fire out. So him and Goku make a deal where Goku will have to go to Master Roshi's and get the fry pan, which will put out the fire. And if Goku does that, the Oxkin will give him the Dragon Ball. and Goku agrees to do this. But then the Yatsukin says, also, if you see my daughter, Chi-Chi, because I sent her to like to go get the fry pan, but we haven't seen her in a while. Then you could also find her if you see her like along the way and everything like that. You could say kind of a coincidence. She just happened to like be there like when they were there. Like obviously, like it wasn't like
Presumably the mountain's been on fire for a while, so it's a little weird that like just now the Ox King was like, "Hey, Chi-Chi, go like find Master Roshi."
Yeah. And then I like this. There's a funny joke where Oolong's like picturing like what Chi-Chi looks like, and it's obviously like an overweight woman. But then he actually shows like the pictures, like, and then he goes, "Hey, not bad." So I'm surprised. Oolong's even wanted to look for another wife after like what he had to go through, like.
After he tried like 4 times, and each time he was like, "Please take them, please."
Just like the wilderness from Yellow Jackets, if that's a real thing. So.
The wilderness keeps taking these girls, and they're like, "Oh my god, they're horrible, please."
And then they took Ben, which is sad. So
I know. I figure I'd be fine with Ben for like 1,000 years.
Actually, the wilderness don't forget that. Don't forget the wilderness didn't even want Ben. The wilderness wanted Ben alive.
Yes, the wilderness was like, "Oh, you fuckers killed that guy? Okay, cool. Guess what? The first sign of help you've seen, right when you're eating him. Have fun with that, assholes."
Yeah. And I'm gonna kill all the animals, even though we found out that wasn't what happened. But
and winter's gonna start. Like, fuck you guys for killing Ben. He was my favorite.
And then Cody. Don't forget Cody, or whoever he is.
Oh yeah. It's no coincidence Snow started as soon as Cody died. It's like, you fuckers killed Cody? Okay, yeah, you're dead. 100% you're dead. All of you.
But anyhow, yeah, Goku agreed to do this. He's really looking forward to going on this little adventure. And that's kind of it for this. I like this. I liked the fight between Goku and the Oxkin. I kind of liked, finding out more about the Oxkin. And again, I kind of like this. Goku's not just rushing into shit and like getting into a fight with people. He's actually like taking the time to get to know these people, and him being like a good pure soul kind of is benefiting them in the long run, because obviously it's helping them get the Dragon Balls and everything like that. So kind of more of that here. I like this.
Yeah, and I also like that Goku just like the Ox King was very clearly just way stronger than Goku, because like Goku had to keep dodging his attacks, and then every time Goku hit him, it just like didn't even do anything. The most Goku did was he got him the Flying Nimbus and spun around the Ox King and made him kind of dizzy.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense. The Ox King is he trained with Roshi, and Goku's only like 11. I just want to bring that up because for the first couple episodes, Goku was obviously like the strongest guy around, but then we met Yamcha, who's like pretty even to him, and now we met the Ox King and Roshi, who are just like way above Goku. So I like that. I like that Goku isn't like top dog. He's gonna have to work to like get up to these levels.
Yeah, same.
Because that becomes a pretty important like theme of Dragon Ball, is that like there's always somebody stronger. Like you gotta always be improving yourself.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah. So like I think introducing that early on is good. Because that's literally something Roshi ends up telling Goku is like there's always somebody better, so always work to be better than you are now.
Good lesson in life too, Yeah,
exactly. A good life lesson. So yeah, like I said, Yamcha and them heard Ox King talk about Chi-Chi, so they went. And then as Goku was flying over, Yamcha and them dipped, but stuck around to see what was happening. And Goku introduces himself to Chi-Chi, and she's immediately thinking like, "Oh, are you in love with me too?" And Goku's like, "I don't really know what that is, but sure."
I like that, yeah. Imagine Goku just said yes and not even know. Like...
Yeah, he's just like, "Yeah, okay, I love you. Awesome." Goku's basically just kind of gives her the TLDR. Like, "Hey, I know you're looking for Roshi. Your dad sent me. Find him. I know where he is." oh yeah, right. Because Goku asked Bulma like, "Hey, do you like have a general idea of where he is?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, probably like at around the beach we found him at before."
Yeah.
So I also do like that because we see them like revisiting the past locations.
Yeah, that's good.
So like they're obviously going backwards from where they went. I also do like that because remember Goku mentioned like he could be going way faster, but he's slowing down because Bulma and Oolong can't ride the flying Nimbus.
Yeah.
So it makes sense they get quickly because Goku's been going slow on purpose. Yeah, and then this is cool. The first time we've seen somebody besides Goku get on the flying Nimbus, because he's like, "Oh hey, I can like fly you, but you need to be pure soul to like ride this." And she's like, "Oh, don't worry. When your dad's the Ox King, you always behave." In the Japanese, she says, "Oh, don't worry. My heart is as clean as my heart is as pure as a clean toilet," is what she says.
Wow.
Which was, I was like, bad example, but sure. Yeah, she's hopping on, but it's kind of flying, obviously, so she's having trouble getting on. So she grabs Goku's tail to like pull herself up, and Goku just immediately like freezes up and falls down. And it's revealed that Goku's tail is his weakness. It's kryptonite. Whenever anybody like grabs his tail, he just like shuts down. He can't like do anything.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And of course, Yamcha.
That the hero has a weakness, so I imagine that's going to get used somehow.
Yeah. And of course, Yamcha is like listening. And he's like, "Oh, perfect." And I like I said, I like that. Even though Yamcha doesn't do much in this episode, I like that he's still kind of involved. Like he's making plans, like he's paying attention to what's happening. And he's like, "Okay, cool. This, I was having trouble beating Goku before, but now I know what to do. Once they get all 7 Dragon Balls, I can swoop in, grab the tail, and Goku won't be able to do anything, and I can just beat the shit out of him."
What happens if you cut his tail? What happens if you cut his tail off? You said if you grab his tail. But what if you cut his tail off completely?
Well, Owen, I guess we'll find out now, won't we?
I guess so.
Yeah. So yeah, Yamcha's like, "All right, cool. This is a good day for me." And he literally just says like, "All right, cool. We can just kick back and relax. Hopefully Goku gets, puts out that fire and gets that Dragon Ball, and then I can just, I'm just chilling."
Mm-hmm.
Yamcha is that dude in a school project who just like puts his name on it at the very end. And he's like, "Chilling, man. I'll let everybody else do the work."
I don't know if you remember that Big Time Rush joke. Like it was like at the end where everyone had to like struggle to do their projects, and all like one of the guys had to do was like put their name on it, and you got like the best fucking grade. I'm like,
yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so Goku and Chi-Chi are flying through the desert last episode. And Goku does that thing he usually does, where he's like not sure if somebody's a boy or girl, so he like gives a little tap, and he's like, "Oh, cool, you are a girl." And Chi-Chi's obviously horrified by this, so she punches him off. He goes flying to the ground, but because Goku was driving the flying Nimbus, she ends up going flat into a rock, which was pretty funny.
This was all funny. Yeah.
And another funny joke where they get to the ocean, and Goku is, you think Goku, because they just did the joke where Goku can't tell people apart. Goku's like talking to a dolphin, and you think like, "Oh, Goku's stupid. He's asking a dolphin for directions." But then the dolphin actually talks, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Master Roshi's over there."
This is totally normal.
Right.
AJ, AJ, this is totally normal behavior. When you get lost, I bet you go ask dolphins how to get to places.
Dolphins directions all the time, of course, naturally.
I don't know how you're in a car, but you find a way. You find a way.
Just don't ask ghost mosquitoes. They're not supposed to be anywhere near anybody. Those fucks.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be, especially if you're near a school zone. Call the police.
But yeah, I like this. I just love seeing the world around Dragon Ball. The fucking crazy that dolphins can talk, but sure, why not? They can talk.
Yeah.
So.
And then they arrive at Kame House, and like I said, the whole Pilaf thing from that one episode was actually original to the anime. That wasn't in the manga. So in the manga, this is the first time we've seen Master Roshi's house, which obviously becomes a like one of the main settings for Dragon Ball. So
that's cool. I think I remember that like one of the episodes we watched was there. Huh?
I said that was like a year ago now. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, Roshi's happy to see Goku. He sees him on the flying Nimbus and he's waving. He's like, "Oh, hey, good to see you."
Didn't look too happy. They didn't animate, but he seems happy.
Oh, you're right. No, sorry. I was thinking of the beginning of next episode.
Yeah, as I said. I like this episode though.
Yeah, this was fun.
I like that the narrator had to ask at the end, like, now what's gonna happen once he gets to like. I feel like Family Guy or something's gonna do a joke by that, where the narrator like asks a question and then like I don't know, like I would just love it if the next episode like we see like Goku just like murdered or whatever, like something really drastic happens, even the narrator like doesn't even like expect, like, oh, I didn't expect that was gonna happen.
Yeah, Roshi's cane is just like through Goku's head. Like Roshi just killed him.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, whoa, okay, I guess that's what happened." So,
I think Pokemon did that joke where, like, for Pokemon, for like a couple episodes straight, like they were like walking through a forest, and the narrator was like, "Hopefully, next episode they're not walking through another forest."
Well, don't forget, SpongeBob did that joke. It was when Squidward didn't get a job. One of the it was like 3 days later, 5 days later, or whatever. And then one of the things was like so much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, so they had to hire a new one. So
yeah, I mean, that was funny. That was a good one. Or the title cards when they're cleaning Mr. Krabs' house, and Patrick is like, "Can you hurry it up? I ran out of time cards."
But yeah,
it's always funny when the character.
But yeah, I like this a lot. I like this episode. I thought it was great stuff. I liked seeing the Ox King. I like the setting of Fire Mountain. I like the fight between Goku and the Ox King. I like that we're seeing like Yamcha kind of in the background, like making plans and everything like that. The introduction to Chi-Chi was pretty good. And then like the villains are like, I guess the main villains are supposed to be like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. For cons for this episode, definitely the Pilaf stuff, because he's in it for like a minute and he has nothing to do with anything. And then it kind of sucks. Oolong and Bulma are kind of just sitting around. They're not really doing much. Like you said, I like that Bulma, kind of like laughed at Goku's joke, and she's kind of bonding with him a bit. And the whole Oolong thing, trying to run away again, it was funny, but like you said, it feels like kind of just like recapping for the audience, and like that's why he's with them. And I feel like after last episode, I feel like Oolong shouldn't be running away. Like I feel like Oolong, you're on the team. Shut up,
Yeah. I'll give it like a B+. I liked it though.
Yeah, it was a B+. I like it. Good episode, solid. And yeah, I'm looking. I think Owen, you mentioned before that it's kind of weird. Dragon Ball hasn't really had any like A tier episodes yet. And I'm like, well, Owen, I feel like for me personally, that's about to change. Because we got episode 8, the Kamehameha Wave. This was directed by. Sorry, 1 second.
Should I guess the episode date?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
April 16th, 1986.
Oh, and that answer is drum roll. Correct. April 16th, 1986.
Yeah,
there
let's
you go.
go.
Yeah, there was no. I would love it if they took a break just to fuck you over. Fuck you over a decade before.
Or they released it like a day later, like it was like a specialty, like or they decided like these episodes like were so important they decided to release them the same fucking day, like.
Yeah, like a same day two-parter. Yeah, that would have sucked. But yeah, April 16th, 1986, and in America it aired October 28th, 1995. This episode was directed by Yoshihiro Ueda, storyboarded by Toshihiko Arisako. It was written by Keiji Terui and and then it was animated mainly by Tinoru Maeda. Owen, I am the fucking whitest person around.
I think I do. I think I'm the only one that like, because I think you did better than I ever could have done reading those fucking names. So
the old college try. I gave it the old college try. I think that might have been 10% accurate. But anyway, if you want to fucking not butcher their names, I don't know, Google Translate their names. But yeah, Japanese people did this, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, moving on, we got episode 8, the Kamehameha Wave. And yeah, picking up pretty much exactly where we left off. Goku and Chi-Chi arrive at Kame House. And Roshi's waving at them. He's pretty happy to see him.
This was kind of weird because, like, last episode they were, like, already there, but, like, this must have been, like, a cut we didn't see, like, before, because, like, this episode, like, they just showed them, like, again arriving, and, like, we didn't see this part type of thing.
Yeah, I was confused because I was thinking of, like, the beginning of this episode. I'm like, oh, yeah, right, I guess Roshi at the last episode wasn't waving at them. That is weird.
Yeah.
Maybe he, like, I don't know.
Maybe he decided to get, like...
Man and smacked them, like, no, change it.
I like to think the opposite, actually. Like, he really wasn't that happy to see Goku. He's like, oh shit, Goku. But then, like, when he saw but then this episode, you had to, like, fake it to, like he's like, oh, but.
Alright. Hi, Goku, how you doing? So glad to see you. Oh my god, yeah, great. I love you.
When are you leaving?
But yeah, Goku.
I was just continuing the joke, and I said, well, she said, yeah, when are you leaving?
Oh yeah. And I don't know. You're welcome as long as you want. As you know, but I do have a thing in like 5 minutes. So.
I'm supposed to give him 5 minutes.
But yeah, 5 seconds. All right, we'll see you. Bye. I would love it if he Goku and Chi-Chi leave to go to Fire Mountain, and Roshi just like doesn't follow them. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Goku gets there. Goku, is taking Ox King's word for it. That Roshi's a big deal, and of course, Ox King mentioned that Roshi trained Gohan, and Goku has a lot of respect for Gohan. Obviously, because he named his kid after him, so he obviously wouldn't name his kid after him if he was like, "Oh fuck Gohan, I always hated him." He maybe go to bed early. Fuck that guy.
It would have been hilarious if someone does that. Like it's like the kid it's like the kid they don't want. So it's like, oh, you get my like grandfather's name type of thing. So
yeah, okay, kid, you get my good grandfather's name. I hated my other grandfather. Other one, you get his name. What we didn't know is Goku named Gohan. Gohan sucks. There you go. That was his middle name. Gohan sucks. But yeah, anyway, Chi-Chi isn't impressed. She's thinking this old guy can't possibly be the great Master Roshi. Goku again is giving everybody the plot synopsis. He's catching everybody up to speed. He's telling Roshi like, oh, hey, Ox King, his mountain's on fire, and he thinks you can use the Bancho fan to put out the fire because the Bancho fan is like magic, and it can make heavy winds and rain happen. I do like this. Pretty consistent, obviously. Roshi gave Goku the flying Nimbus. And, we found out Gohan got the power pole from Roshi. So, that's pretty consistent that Roshi just has a bunch of magic shit lying around.
Yeah.
Roshi kind of just goes off to the distance and he's just kind of muttering to himself. Oh, my holy fuck, my eye. Oh, Jesus. Roshi must have fucking fired a wave into my eye because it fucking hurts.
But you see your eye's gonna like disappear just like Fire Mountain.
I'm fucking have we reviewed anything with a one-eyed person yet? I don't think we have.
No, we had to have done so. I was gonna say Walking Dead thing, but no, we haven't done.
Carl. I'm the Walking Dead yet, but I'm Carl.
Yep.
Or, no, sorry. Coral!
Oh wait, the most obvious one, Zuko. Fuck.
Oh, you're right. Fuck. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. Damn.
AJ, you should be in jail for that.
Yeah, no, right. That was my beat. My beat, everybody. I'm not a true Avatar fan. I should fucking jump off Fire Mountain. But anyway, Roshi kind of goes off to the distance and he's kind of just like muttering to himself. He's like, "Oh wow, the Ox King. I haven't heard that name in a long time." He was the best star pilot in the galaxy and a cunning warrior, and he was a good friend.
Is this Anakin Skywalker or fucking the Oxkin? It's like
thing, basically the same guy. They have so much in common. Like, anyway, Chi-Chi isn't impressed. She's like, no way, this guy is Roshi. I'm gonna prove it. and she takes the axe off her head and chucks it at Roshi while his back's turned. And Roshi, he sees it coming. He's like, "Oh, I'll stop this," but it just like cuts it. You know, it does a really cool thing where like the camera gets all dramatic and the music plays, and you think, "Oh, Roshi stopped it," but then you just see that it cut through his cane and like directly into his head. He's just like kneeling over in pain, like, "Oh my fucking god!" Yeah.
Yeah, I like this because I like that they took the opposite approach. You think he's, you actually think he's gonna stop this, and then they're gonna be like impressed. But I like that they did the opposite effect, which I thought was pretty fun. And I feel like too it built the story better because obviously it made what he does later like just as impressive.
I was pretty much the whole first half of this episode. It's kind of making you think Roshi's just like a goofy idiot, because like I'll keep talking about it. But like a lot of shit just makes you think, okay, there's no way Roshi can actually pull this off.
By the way, another episode with no Oolong, again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Oolong is just like in the background. He's
not Oolong. Pilaf. I meant to say Pilaf again.
Also Oolong, but yeah, Pilaf isn't in this at all. Yeah.
I think we didn't really think of that because this is a two-parter, so like, but yeah, no fucking Pilaf or no his minions, they're just not there.
The first season, everybody. He's in it like, what, 5 minutes so far, if that?
I feel like there's a twist coming where we're going to find out they really weren't like the main villains. It was really just Yamcha that was the main villain type of thing because...
Honestly, I'd be cool with that. Pilaf is just like a guy. He has nothing to do with Goku. He just like gets food poisoning and dies. Like he never...
But don't forget, we thought that he did fucking die, like, because he's not in 2 episodes, but his minion...
He just fucking drowned. Yeah, that would have been funny. But yeah, Roshi's like on the ground in pain, and Chi-Chi's like, "Hi, you're not really Roshi. The real Roshi would have dodged that." He's like, "You little shit! Like nobody could have dodged that."
Yeah.
And I like how he proves his identity by just like pulling out his driver's license. He's like, "Look, I am Roshi. See, like this is my ID."
I love that. Yeah, I've never really seen that before.
Yeah, and then Chi, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and then she just like tries to pull the axe out of his head, and then she like puts her foot on him to yank it out, and then he just like is bleeding profusely, and he puts a big old band-aid on his head.
We don't even see him put the band-aid on like on screen. That happens like off camera, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
it would have been funny by the way.
Died here. This is how he died. All right, well, show's over, I guess.
It would have been funny too if that actually wasn't his driver's license. That was a fake ID.
That would have been great. Yeah, this is fucking Roshi's twin brother, Yoshi.
Oh yeah, Yoshi, the turtle. Yeah. Whatever he is.
Yeah, and then basically, Roshi's looking around for the Bancho fan, and he's like, "Oh, I cannot find it. What do I do with it?" And then the talking turtle remembers, "Oh, hey, wait, weren't you using it as like a placemat?" And Roshi's like, "Oh, hey, I kind of spilled soup on that and threw it away." Which, again, I think like Roshi just has all this magical shit lying around that he just like uses it as like as a placemat for his food. That's funny.
Don't forget, wasn't like Griff and like LVB gonna use like
Oh yeah, he has them as weapon. Like mounted on his wall, and Washington is like, "You were gonna like you were keeping the most advanced, powerful weapon just in your living room." And Griff is like, "Well, when you say it like that, it sounds dumb." And Washington, because it is dumb.
So yeah, same thing for Master Roshi right here. Where he's just using all this magical shit. Not even just keeping it in his house. He's like using it for like a table, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And he's spilling soup on it. He just chucks it in the trash.
Like I like how you did. I like how he didn't notice it too. It would have been funny because obviously this is years later. It would have been funny if like the garbage man like already like fucking like came and like obviously dumped the garbage and like destroyed it. It's like wait the fucking.
Yeah, no, stop! That's like magic. Please don't.
It's like too late. It's already compacted.
Unfortunate. But yeah, Chi-Chi is pretty upset. She's like, "Oh no, our home is going to be on fire forever." And Goku's upset because they're not going to be able to get the Dragon Ball. But Roshi's like, "Hey, I ain't Master Roshi for nothing. Like I'll put out the fire. But first, like Goku, I'm pulling you aside and sorry, it's still me.
Yes, still you.
Yeah. And he's basically like, hey, that other girl you were with, Bulma or whatever her name was, I'll put out the fire, but she has to do something for me. And another dub difference. In the dub, he asks, like, oh, yeah, she has to go on a moonlit stroll with me around my island, which is pretty funny because obviously the island is like, 50 feet?
Yeah.
So, it's a short walk. In the sub, he's just like, hey, let me, like, poke her boobs.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's a lot more upfront in the sub, but in the dub, he's like, yeah, we can go on a moonlit stroll. Although it makes more sense why she's like, fuck no, when they get to the mountain.
Yeah.
But I like how even the turtle was like, Roshi, what the fuck is wrong with you? And Roshi tried, turtle, come on, I'm an old man nearing the end of my life. Surely you can allow me, this one dying request. And the turtle was like, Roshi, you drank from the fountain of youth. You're not going to die anytime soon.
Did he like read that like book, like, when they drink the water, like they can't die? I guess Roshi got some of that water and everything like that type of thing. So,
I guess. Well, Roshi's like 300 years old, so he's doing pretty good. He's pretty fine.
Just wait till he reaches 900. Yoda would have something.
Yeah, then feeling it. Well, it's also funny. Roshi has a sister who's 700.
Yeah, 900. That's it. It's over. So
yeah, and that's too much. Sorry, man. Yep. This is where you gotta call it quits.
Because then you're not like Avatar timeline where like you're in your 30s, you're fucking near death.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. It's just so.
But, Goku's like, all right, well, I'm sure she'll agree to get the Dragon Ball. And Roshi, I do like this where he puts on a different shirt. It's like a long sleeve.
Yeah.
Shirt, and Goku's change, and he's like, oh, I got to dress to impress, like I got to dress for the occasion.
I like, by the way, Goku.
Which is taking that shirt off like immediately.
Huh?
Which is funny because he ends up taking that shirt off like immediately.
Yeah. I do think it's funny also too that like Goku thinks nothing about like this walk. Like he thinks it's just a walk. He thinks like it's nothing else. And then you said like in the dub version, like in the Japanese version, he full on said like Poco Boos. What the fuck? So did Goku think that was like normal? Like if you watch the Japanese, like but
he didn't get it, and he was like, I don't really get it, but sure, why not?
I guess no one. I guess his grandfather didn't have that time to have that talk with him before he died.
Well, because I think I remember in the Japanese version, for like episode 2, Goku asked Bulma like, "Hey, why do you have balls on your chest?"
That's funny.
So legit, he just thinks he's like, "Oh, you want to touch her balls? Okay, that's kind of weird, but whatever, man. You do you."
Wow.
And Goku's like, "Hey, so we're gonna fly back, but how are you gonna get there? You can't fly. You can't ride on the flying Nimbus." And Roshi's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got my own ride." I do like that because it makes sense that he would have something besides the flying Nimbus because he could never ride the flying Nimbus.
Yeah.
And he calls Gameron or something, I think his name is, and it's just turtle guy who just shoots fire out of his turtle holes and like spins around.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah, he's cool. And then Roshi just climbs on him, and the turtle starts spinning around and around to get to his destination.
It's the turtles from it's the turtles from Mario. That spin around and attack you.
Yeah, I get it. But they're Yoshi.
Yeah. I like the fact that once this turtle shows up, like he treats the other turtle like immediately like shit. Like, hey, just don't burn the place down when I leave, type of thing. Like if this turtle like that, and that turtle got like immediately like offended when that other turtle showed up, type of thing too. So that's funny.
Yeah, I know, right? He was like, yeah, all right, bye, whatever, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm like, dude, one can shoot fire and fly. The other one got lost for what, like 5 years? They said or some shit.
Yeah. I guess I don't think Yoshi was looking for him too hard.
Yeah, I know. He was like, "Oh yeah, that guy." Yeah. Hey, buddy, you're back, huh?
But yeah, I liked all this stuff here. I like that we find out more about Yoshi's past and everything like that. Getting like a feel for him as a character. I like that he just has all this magical shit to the point where like he forgets of what it is and everything like that. But yeah, continuing.
And also I forgot to mention like when he's like climbing on the turtle, also later on too, he's like very short, so he like struggles to like get on top of shit.
Mm-hmm.
and he's like getting dizzy as the turtle is like flying him. So again, everything is just leading you to the idea that like, oh, Roshi's just like a weirdo. Like he's not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah. So continuing, they get back to Fry Pan Mountain. I don't know why you want Fry Pan Mountain in the nose when it's Fire Mountain, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I call it Fry Pan Mountain.
Oh, okay. And yeah, Goku and Chi-Chi come back, and Goku kind of tells everyone that they're not going to be able to like put out the fire with you know, that device that Master Yoshi because he lost it. So you know, Goku says that Master Roshi's gonna come out and do it himself. And Master Roshi comes over, and like you said, he's immediately dizzy from flying this turtle for a while and everything like that. And obviously, everybody else kind of isn't really thinking much of Master Roshi because they see like this weak old man. And even Goku has to explain like he didn't look like this before when he got here and everything like that. And doing all this, the Oxkin starts bowing to Master Roshi. I like this. This was to the point, you know, because he's so big. He like knocked Master Roshi like down to the ground and everything like that.
Yeah, that was.
And everyone's surprised just to see the Oxkin like immediately like bow down and like be like so submissive to Master Roshi. Even Ulan is just like, well, I've seen it all. And the Oxkin like, you know, and Master Roshi tears him a new one for you know, not using his powers for good and everything like that, and like mistreated all of the teachings that he taught him, which kind of makes him come off like a hypocrite because you know the only reason he's fucking doing this is so that way he can get in Bulma's pants and everything like that. And you know, he says he's sorry, and Master Roshi like immediately forgives him, and then Master Roshi, you know, reminds Goku about the deal. So Goku, Master Roshi, and Bulma kind of go off privately, and Goku proposes the deal, saying that if he destroys, you know, if he puts the fire out, then you have to like go on a walk with him. And I like this. Obviously, Bulma's like Amelie doesn't want to go on the walk with him because obviously she thinks she's just a perv and obviously kind of knows it based off how she was able to get the Dragon Ball from like him and everything like that for the most part. And I like this. Goku's just like I said, like being like, "What do you mean, Bulma? It's just a walk." And obviously she's like tearing Goku like a new one, but then like she's just so desperate to get the Dragon Balls, and she's like, "All right, a walk, but just a short walk, like not like a long walk or anything. It has to be like very specific." And obviously, the only kind of reason Bulma kind of agrees to do this because like she has like 0% confidence that Master Roshi is gonna be able to do this. So obviously, Master Roshi is all excited about this and everything like that. And that's kind of the end of my stuff. Not really anything else here. I liked all this though. Kind of seeing like we get to see Master Roshi. You know, he's like so respected as a master. Even the Oxkins like bowing to him and everything like that. And I kind of like the whole build up to this, as you think Master Roshi's like this, you know, just this weak kind of frail old man. Again, you know, kind of reminds you of Boomy from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Boomy was like inspired by Roshi. That's kind of, you know, same deal. He even kind of looks like him, so I'm guessing that's where it came from.
Yeah.
And I do like, I want to say, I do like the section. I do like the comment Roshi makes, like after King's done apologizing. Roshi looks at them out and he's like, "What's up? Can't put this fire out yourself? What? Are you too old or something?" And he kind of like smirks at him.
Yeah.
So I do like that. He's like, obviously telling Ox King like, "Hey, like I'm disappointed that you were like hurting people and like pouring all your gold. Like that was wrong of you." But then he also, you know, is like he's still happy to see him, and he's like, "Hey, come on, what? You know, getting too old to do this yourself? Like, come on, man, I taught you better than that."
Yeah, I like that.
You know, because obviously, you know, like when a little while later, when Master Roshi talks with Goku about Gohan, he's obviously very sad when he finds out he's dead. So Roshi does care about his students. So obviously, getting with Bulma, was a plus. But I think he would have ended up helping out Ox King anyway.
Right.
He just saw an opportunity to, get some boobies, and he's like, well, a win's a win.
What do you mean, AJ? You mean in the English version, it's going for a walk?
Moonlit walk, of course, Owen. Roshi is a pure Christian boy. He would never want anything more than a wholesome walk.
It's only a short walk too, not a long walk. So
very short. He would have been fine with a medium walk, but long walk, no.
So what do you think? What do you think a short? How long do you think a short walk is?
From here, stop your ass, and then anyway, moving on. I don't know. From here to Jesus, the nearest church where they may do Bible study.
Oh, okay. It's actually pretty far for me, so.
Honestly, I think my church is like right across the street from me, so it's actually not a far walk.
I don't got that luxury, so.
But yeah, this was nice. Roshi's getting ready to do his thing. He takes off his shirt, and everyone is just like, flabbergasted. Not because they're impressed, but they're just like, this is not going to work. Because they see Roshi's like all skinny, and he's got like band-aids on his back, and you can see like his bones sticking out of his back.
Right.
He looks so unhappy. And he just turns around, and he's like, hey, get ready, Bulma.
What do you mean, AJ? This is totally healthy to like be that skinny and bone. That's totally healthy, people totally
visible. Yeah, that's great. And I like how he's so short he can't even get on the wall. Like he's like trying to get up, and Goku has to like lift him up.
Yeah.
And then, but no, sure enough, he's gonna put his money where his mouth is. He just like is moving his hands, and then he just starts to like bulk up, and like literally he's bulking up so much the Band-Aid on his head like rips off.
Yeah.
And he's not even done. He like bulks up a little bit, and then he like does this, and he fucking becomes like the Hulk. Like he's fucking mad.
It's insane.
Everybody else is like, oh my god. And then Ox King is like, oh, he's about to do the Kamehameha wave. And Yamcha, who's watching in the distance, is also like, wait a minute, I've heard about this. This movie's legendary. It's you're channeling all your inner energy and releasing it at one single point. And I love this moment. It's like they really built it up. They really like drag it out. Like Roshi like bulking himself up, him like putting his hands together, and like like you really get the idea that he's like really waiting to do it.
Yeah.
Like he's putting all the energy into it, and like everybody's like all impressed. Like I like it wasn't like a quick thing. It was really dragged out.
I don't
good. I feel like it's more impressive.
I feel like out of all the shows we've done, when someone's on like a big power, we haven't had this type of build up yet. Because when Danny does his green laser, that's kind of like an accident that he does that. And I don't think.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. I guess in Avatar, like we don't we huh?
I said whenever we've seen a new alien in Ben 10, it's been pretty quick. For Avatar, and when he first sees airbending, he sneezes. And with the water bending, it's literally like that. The plot of the episode is how quick he does it.
Yeah, and then earth bending I think was pretty quick because we saw like that guy do it like that goes to prison I think for the first time, and then firebending didn't have a big build up. Like we just see Zuko like training. So
yeah, so everything so far has been pretty like quick. And whereas this again, I think it makes sense because the Kamehameha wave is by far one of the most iconic parts of Dragon Ball. It's definitely the most used power. This kind of becomes quite a few characters like main move. And it from all the video games. And like this and Super Saiyan are probably like the two most iconic things in Dragon Ball, I would say.
What about Wolfane
and
Fist? Because I've heard of that. I never watched really Dragon Ball much and heard of that. So.
Wait, what's up?
The Wolfane Fist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I feel like that was because you played the video games. I feel like for people who like watch the show, Kamehameha Wave is definitely the most iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets referenced in other shows quite a bit. Actually, I was watching the show called Blood Lad, where the main character tried to do a Kamehameha wave, and the other guy kicked him. And the other guy was like, "Oh wow, that was really stupid. Why would you do that?" And the other guy was like, "I'm a poser. If the real guy was here doing that wave at you, you would be fucking toast."
That's awesome.
The guy rant about how awesome Goku is. That was pretty fun. Maybe I'll send you that later. But very iconic move, and I'm glad it kind of like got it's treated with like the build up it deserves. You know, considering how big a deal it is.
And like you said,
and again, I before this scene where, like I said, they were treating Roshi like an idiot, and he's like, "Oh, he's a frail old man," and then he just becomes the fucking Hulk. It was really cool.
Yeah, I like this a lot. You know, get to really see how powerful like Master Roshi is and everything like that. And again, I think we talked. I've only like heard about it, but I don't even think I've actually seen his power, because the only time I've seen him was obviously these episodes, and then obviously when he's training Goku and Krillin. I haven't actually seen like Master Roshi like really in action.
Yeah, which is, and you know, if you were a kid watching Dragon Ball, you tried to do the command wave. As a kid, I would try to do it all the time, you know, and you know, you get a good idea of how it works. So you put your hands together, you put it to your side, you say Kamehameha as the power builds up, and then you shoot it out. You know, and so a giant blue energy beam flies out of Roshi's hands into the mountain, and you just see a big white and blue flash. Everybody's like stunned and he's getting like blown away. And then it kind of just hard cuts to shortly after. Roshi's like, you know, bulked back down. He's kind of sitting there. He's like, hey, yeah, that was pretty impressive, right, guys? Thinking, you know, hey, I got the fire, right? And everybody else is like, yeah, you got the fire, but you kind of got the entire mountain too. And Roshi turned around. Just the mountain is gone. Like the entire mountain is gone. Like it's like not even rubble. It's vaporized. It's fucking ash. There is no mountain there.
That's why, as we talked about earlier in the video, it's so odd that this was used as like a great Hawaiian like leader to bring things together, because that's very much what this move does not fucking do.
Right? Literally just fucking vaporizes the mountain. And Roshi's like, sorry about that, guys.
I also liked when he was like shooting when he was doing the Kamehameha wave, like you said, it was a flash, but like it changed from like the actual animation to like the storyboard like of the show and everything like that. Like that's how powerful this like move is. Like,
yeah, like black and white. Yeah, that was pretty. But yeah, everything is like the color's gone.
Yeah.
And it's also cool that like you can definitely tell. Because I guess I'll save that for later. But the mountain's just fucking gone, which was really cool.
I can't really speak a lot to this, but I would say this holds up. Like again, I haven't seen any recent Dragon Ball or anything like that, but this looks like, honestly, if you put this probably in today's time, it still looks cool, even probably like even from back then. So
I guess the only thing that sucks is like you don't actually see the mountain like disappear, you know, because you see the laser go into the mountain, and then it like, you know, there's a flash, and then it cuts to, you know, the words, and then it pans over to see the mountain gone. I guess it would have been cool to actually see the mountain get like destroyed.
But I think they would.
I made a funny joke that Roshi thinks he just got rid of the fire, and then he's like, "Oh no, you blew up the entire thing."
Yeah, they said like they said like just like his castle, but not just the fucking castle. Yeah, the whole fucking mountain's like fucking gone. Like it's insane. Like.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, Roshi, I don't know what you expected to happen there, but there you go.
If only Ben from Yellow Jackets could have had Ben. Honestly, you know what? I think Master Roshi's he's the one that burnt the cabin down, probably.
Yeah, I can see that. Roshi was practicing his Kamehameha waves, and he's like, oh, hopefully that one didn't hit anything.
I mean, technically it is 1995, sort of. So why not? So.
Yeah, it's in America. Roshi fired it in 86, and then he fired it again in 95.
Maybe that's where the fire went. You know, the fire went to the cabin in Yellow Jackets.
Wait, what happened to the fire? I blew it away somewhere. It's probably fine. Don't worry about it.
No, don't worry about it. Meanwhile, someone fucking died and got tortured, all because he did this.
Come on, Roshi. Unbelievable.
It would have been funny too if like because because we always make this like Ben's probably a huge Dragon Ball like fan. It would have been funny if he tried to say like Master Mochi fucking burnt the cabin down like.
Oh my fuck! I totally forgot about our running joke. God damn, the fucking Earth Kingdom guy. Everybody's like, oh man, a wizard fucking lit the mountain on fire. Nobody, the Earth Kingdom guy again is out smoking.
Yep.
He fucking throws a cigarette on the ground. Fucking the mountain lights up, and he's like, "Oh man, no, a wizard did it." Oh, that's crazy. Anyway,
yeah, that guy. Have you haven't actually like seen that guy like in Avatar? We just like made him up, like.
yeah. No, he's there. He's in the background. He's
probably somewhere.
He's just on camera, just trying to mind his own business.
They didn't say it was years
ago. He's on a smoke break.
They didn't say it was years ago. Maybe he's in hiding.
Yeah, no, yeah, he lived here. He lit the mountain on fire, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to this Earth Kingdom village. Hopefully, nobody will find me here.
Yeah, and then he lived that. He lived that, and then he put the cabin down in Yellow Jackets.
I quit smoking, but then he's like, you know what? It's been a while. One cigarette isn't gonna hurt.
Oh, you're frozen on my end. Uh-oh. Oh, you're back.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you were frozen on my end. I'm guessing I was frozen on yours.
Yeah, so just say again what you were saying before.
I was saying, like, it'd be funny if he lit this mountain on fire, and then he moved to the Earth Kingdom village, and he's like, I'm quitting smoking, never again. But then he was like, you know what? One smoke isn't going to hurt. And then he burns down Hayby's forest.
And then again, he does it again, and then he's in Yellow Jacket. He's like, okay, one smoke isn't gonna hurt. And then he accidentally burns the fucking cabin down in Yellow Jackets.
Right, yeah. Man, fucking that guy, that Earth Kingdom guy.
He's causing the plots of all big moments in our fucking shows. So,
I'm more so amazed how much fucking forest fires are in the shows we watch.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget Ben 10 too. Ben.
The first episode, yeah, he's at that campground. He like just finished burning down the Hayby forest. He's like, okay, well, this forest seems safe to smoke.
How are you gonna tell this guy like just don't smoke in the forest, dude? Like,
No, he's addicted to it. And, it's like Bertrand with making teens miserable. It's like
that girl like with that girl with the Inception.
Oh yeah, anything more that dream juice. Yeah, this guy is like has an addiction to burning down forests.
And then don't forget Lottie with the Wilderness, because that was a big Lottie.
It's Callie. Any more of that wilderness juice, if you know what I mean?
Yep. Travis and Natalie with the drug addiction. That's it.
Drug addiction. Zuko with honor. He's like shooting honor into his veins, and Iroh's like, Zuko, how could you?
Yeah.
He's like, I can quit anytime I want.
But yeah.
Anyway, it's your turn.
Let me look. Yeah, so after all this happens, Bulma and Ulan immediately go to look for the Dragon Ball. And Goku's really impressed that Master Roshi's able to do this. He it says like, wow, I'm surprised you did that. Where did you learn that? And he says that's a Kamehameha wave, and it takes 50 years to learn. And obviously Goku's like really disappointed, like, wow, I can't believe it takes 50 years to learn this. And the Archkin thanks him. Goku apologizes for like burning down the forest, and totally normal like reaction, like, oh, no big deal, we just rebuild it. Hey AJ, I'm gonna go burn down somebody's house and just say sorry and hope that they get that reaction from them.
Like, oh, don't worry, it happens, buddy. It's all good.
If only the Yellow Jackets cast could have had that same reaction with Ben if Ben burned the cabin down.
Cabin down, water under the bridge, buddy. All good.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you, even. Thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, I do like that Roshi apologizes and Ox King's like, hey, don't worry about it. You got rid of the fire. We can build a new castle. All good.
Yeah. And he says I hated that castle anyways. So.
Fuck that castle.
So Goku is trying to see if he can do the Kamehameha wave like himself. And he actually is successful, but like it's not as powerful, obviously, as Master Roshi's. Obviously, can be like, I know a lot of people like say like obviously Goku's kind of Gary Stu and everything like that. You could make the argument that's like the first steps of that, but I'm not going to make that argument because obviously Goku mentions that his grandfather was training him. I can imagine Gohan probably trained Goku enough where like he can't, obviously didn't treat him how to do the Kamehameha wave, but like I assume Goku like got enough training where he could actually do it, but at least he didn't like do it fully. I like the fact that like it's not as strong as
oh yeah. Like I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, because I feel like people would argue Goku's Gary Stu for being able to do this so quickly. And I'm like, one, Goku is shown to be a prodigy. He picks stuff up really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Aang and Avatar. Like just because you're a prodigy and really good at stuff doesn't automatically make you a Gary Stu. And yeah, Roshi trained Gohan and Gohan trained Goku. So I could argue, Goku has a general idea of how Roshi does things and how he'd be able to kind of pick it up quickly. And like you said, it's very small. Like it's he just destroys the car. He doesn't even like vaporize the car like Roshi did the mountain. He just kind of like, breaks it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still very. And by the way, it's just to show how ridiculous it gets later. Because I mentioned in the first episode, like Goku lifts up a car and he kind of struggles with it, and I'm like, oh, Goku later on would be able to do that with his pinky. Goku here, his first Kamehameha wave, he destroys a car, pretty impressive. Later on in the show, there's a scene where Goku's like charging up a Kamehameha wave, and he's like facing down, and everybody's like worried Goku's gonna blow.
Oh my gosh!
Everyone's be careful where you aim that. You are actually gonna destroy the Earth if you fucking do that. Too close to the ground.
That's funny. But yeah, so then Master Roshi's really impressed with this. And this Goku, he asked where he learned that. Goku reveals that he got trained by his grandfather Gohan. And, obviously Master Roshi, was asking about Gohan and everything like that. And Goku says that he died. And obviously Master Roshi, I like that, like you said, I like that he was kind of upset that, like, his student died and everything like that. I kind of liked that, showing that he has a bond with his students. And he offers for Goku to, like, come train with him. And, you see that Yamcha's watching off in the distance, and he says that usually Master Roshi like doesn't just take in students, but obviously the show's like because he had a bond with Gohan, he's willing to take in like Goku and everything like that. And I think that's a good difference because we just watched Star Wars and like Yoda was very against like taking in Luke as his trainer. And like Obi-Wan had to like convince him to do it, so I feel like that's a good like contrast and everything like that. And we're gonna see that in Avatar later, where to like for Sokka to train with that master, like you have to. A big setup of that was like he hasn't just taken anybody, and like he didn't get like accepted by somebody. Like Sokka kind of had to show like weakness to kind of like be able to like train with them and everything like that type of thing. So
yeah. I do like that Roshi, because he, has affection for Gohan. He's willing to train Goku, which was nice.
And it's
I remember
cool,
you mentioned off camera, like you thought this was going to happen like immediately.
Yeah.
But like you thought Goku was going to stop hunting for the Dragon Balls to go train with Roshi. And then you're like, oh yeah, I expect Goku to like wait. You like because Goku's like, oh yeah, once we're done hunting Dragon Balls, I'll go train.
Yeah, because again, because the episodes I saw with you was when they were training with Yoshi, so I thought we were like not too far off from that and everything like that. But I guess that's not the case. So, I like that sticks though. It wasn't just a one-off like type of thing, like where they just mention it offhandedly and then we never see anything. I like that actually like stuck type of thing.
Also. Because I kept joking about Obi-Wan's a filthy little fucking liar, and Luke, Roshi, you little fuck, because Roshi's standing there like, oh wow, I can't believe that kid did a Kamehameha wave, even if it was small. That's crazy. And Ox King is like, yeah, well that's Gohan's grandson for you. And Roshi's like, wait, what? Gohan's grandson? And Ox King is like, oh yeah, I thought you knew that. And Roshi's like, oh, yeah, Gohan mentioned he found a boy with a monkey tail a couple years ago. Like, that must be him. Roshi's leaving out a few fucking details about that. He's forgetting to mention that Gohan found him in a fucking spaceship, Roshi.
Oops.
Yeah, and by the way, that Roshi's gonna bring that up later, like way fucking later. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, Goku, yeah, Gohan told me about when he found you, and he found you in a fucking weird ass pod. That's strange.
Yeah, so apparently we have
You're like feral and evil until you hit your head when you were a toddler. So, probably should have mentioned that.
these masters have a tendency to leave out a lot of details.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Roshi, you probably should have mentioned that a little sooner. Might have been useful information.
And I can't really, I can't disagree or deny because I have to just see how the show plays out. So.
Yeah, but I'm like, all right, Roshi, you little fuck. What was the name of that trophy that in the Star Wars game where you kill Obi-Wan? No more lies, old man. That's that applies here.
I guess so.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to bring that up.
Oh yeah, and then Bulma and Ulan are looking for the Dragon Ball. They're finally able to find the Dragon Ball, and they're really happy. Like they only have to find one more, and like Bulma like had to switch like her like tracker Dragon Ball to like short range, and then change it to long range, and they were all getting ready to like leave. And then Bulma's upset, obviously, because Goku destroyed the car with the Kamehameha wave. So the Otskins, this is a nice thing of him. He just gives them, like, their car. Like, what luck? This is why you do good things. People just keep giving you cars. So,
Well, I know you're joking, but I do kind of like that message in Dragon Ball. Where, like, you do good things, you get rewarded. Remember they helped the turtle to the sea, they got the Dragon Ball. So I'm saying I do like that. That's kind of like a thing. You do good things, and you'll probably get rewarded for it.
Right.
Like, don't do it that you're gonna get rewarded. But, like, it'll probably happen naturally.
Right. I feel like they're gonna have to, because it's a kids show. I can see that message getting mixed. So like I kind of hope one of the times they do like something good, they expect to get rewarded for it, but they don't actually get like a reward type of thing. But we'll see if that happens. And then they're getting ready to leave, but then Master Roshi like has to pull Goku aside, and this is where you talk.
Yep. So yeah. Bulma has to honor her agreement, and she's not too. I like how Roshi's like, "You didn't forget, did you?" And Bulma's like, "Oh, of course not." Like you can tell she's just trying to get out of there as quickly as they could, and like hopefully Roshi forgot. But Bulma pulls Oolong aside. To be like, hey, listen, you're gonna transform into me and like, pretend to be me for this whole thing. And Oolong's like, what? I don't want to fucking do that. And she's like, yeah, well, too bad. Or you're gonna shit your pants.
Yeah.
I do like this where Oolong transforms, and it kind of like the last episode when he became Goku, but it was like a shitty Goku.
Yeah.
Here he became like Bulma, but she was like really short and like ugly.
Right.
And he was like, try again. And then, the second time he did a lot better. So, Bulma calls Roshi over. And Oolong's like, you know what? If this lady's going to make me keep doing this shit, I'm going to at least have fun with it. And, Oolong, pretending to be Bulma, is like really playing it up. She's like, like flirting with Roshi. He's like, oh, man, you're so handsome, Roshi. Like, oh, man, when you blew up that mountain, you were so awesome and cool. And Bulma's off to the side, like, all right, Oolong, stop, like, making him think I like him. And then, again, in the dub, it's just a walk, and in the sub, he's just supposed to touch it. But Oolong went the extra mile and pulled his shirt down, gave him free the titty, hashtag free the titty.
Mm-hmm.
And Roshi's pretty happy about that. He literally says, Roshi, you are the luckiest man alive. And Bulma is just like punching the shit out of Oolong in the corner. I like that where Oolong is like, kind of like Bulma keeps making Oolong do shit, but he's like, all right, well, I'm going to at least embarrass you if I kind of have to keep doing this.
Yeah, I like this. This was funny stuff. I like that Oolong kind of got one over on Bulma because, Bulma's been getting one over on Oolong, so I kind of like the fact that he flipped it this time around. So
yeah. Again, my thing with TV shows is like, it's like the Meg thing with Family Guy. if it's one character constantly getting shit on, it kind of stops being funny. But like if it's the characters like joking with each other, I think it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, the group are officially leaving. They hop in the new hover car. Yamcha is talking with Puar, and he's like, "Oh, hey, they got a new car. We got to pull out a new hover car of our own to like keep up with them." So they change over vehicles. Very quick little, it was a very small detail, but I like that, and it makes sense why they have multiple vehicles because Yamcha was a bandit. He was constantly stealing shit from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Puar is kind of dissuaded that like, oh man, that Goku kid is so good that Roshi wants to train him. Like, there's no way we're going to be able to get the Dragon Ball. And Yamcha's like, hey, don't worry, we already know about his tail weakness, so it doesn't matter how strong he gets. Like, we'll still swoop in and get the Dragon Balls. Yep, and then Bulma, Oolong, and Goku are piling into the new car. They're saying goodbye to Ox King, Chi-Chi, and Roshi. And it was mentioned earlier, but Ox King offers Roshi to live with him, but he's like, no, I like my little island. It's okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ox King respects Roshi. And then Chi-Chi walks up to Goku because she developed a little bit of a crush on him during this whole thing. And she's like, in the dub, she says, hey, do you think you'll ever like think about me, Goku? And Goku's like, yeah, I guess, sure. Like not getting it. And
right.
Goku, do you think you'll ever think about me, Chi-Chi? And Chi-Chi gets all embarrassed and like blushes and hides, which was cute.
What was the Japanese version?
Well, I was going to say, so kind of important foreshadowing that they kind of just left out of the dub. Because in the dub, last episode, Ox King mentions like, oh, hey, maybe I'll have you marry Chi-Chi. And then here she's like, hey, Goku, when I'm older, my dad will probably let you like marry me. And Goku's like, I don't really know what that is. Boy, she says like, he'll give you my hand in marriage. And he's like, I don't really know what that is, but if he wants to give me something, I'll be sure to come back and get it later.
That's funny.
That becomes important because, Owen, do you want to guess who Gohan's mother is?
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably Chi-Chi. So.
Yeah. So that becomes... Well, because, okay, so as a kid later, when Chi-Chi comes back and she's talking about, like, Goku promised to marry her, I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? Because as a kid, I watched the English version, and I was like, I don't remember that ever happening. When did Goku promise to marry her?
Right.
And then I watched the Japanese version, and then they very clearly said it, like he accidentally promised to marry her.
Kind of
like, oh, okay.
It's kind of weird they leave that out of the English dub, because that's a big thing.
This aired 10 years later in America. So, like, Gohan was already around at this point,
Yeah.
Because, you could argue, like, oh, they didn't expect Chi-Chi to, like, come back.
Right.
So, yeah, obviously, Chi-Chi's not going to be back for a while. But, I didn't include her as, like, one of the main characters for Season 1. But, she's obviously a very important character, considering she becomes Goku's wife and mother of his kids,
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, that's this episode. I loved it. The build-up to the Kamehameha wave and then seeing the move done itself. And then, I liked, they were setting up the training with Goku and Master Roshi and everything like that. I'm probably gonna go A-. I feel like by the end, it feels like not too much happens. Like once the Kamehameha wave happens, it kind of just feels like it feels like it has a decent ending, but it kind of feels like they're just kind of going off to the next adventure afterwards. So I'm gonna give it an A-.
Like, the audience knows more than them. Like, they're just like, oh, hey, we're gonna have to go off to the next Dragon Ball. There's only one left.
Yeah.
And they mentioned, like, oh, hey, it's kind of far. Like, but that's kind of it. But obviously, we, the audience, know, like, Pilaf has it, so they're going to be going after Pilaf without knowing. Which would be cooler if Pilaf was a better villain.
Yeah, exactly.
The build-up, everything, like, the first half of the episode is great. I love the build-up with Roshi, and like learning more about the Ox King and Gohan, and like seeing the Khmer Wave for the first time. Like you said, afterwards it kind of definitely chills out a bit. Even getting the Dragon Ball is a little lackluster. They kind of just look through the rubble of the Dragon Radar and they find it.
Yeah.
Like, oh hey, cool. The Roshi joke with Bulma was funny, but like I think the joke's getting a little stale because they've done it a few times now. After season 1, it definitely calms down a little bit with that. But yeah, they've been laying it on a little thick, which again, it's a funny joke, but when you do it over and over, it starts to like be less funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, obviously Bulma and Oolong didn't really do much this episode. Even Ox King and Chi-Chi didn't really do much when you think about it. They kind of just sat around and and Roshi did everything.
Yeah, so I'm still giving it a name.
But still really nice, good. I mean, even though they didn't do much, like I like all the characters like talking with each other, and we learned some cool stuff.
Yeah, I like that. But
yeah, definitely our first A-tier episode out of Dragon Ball. So yeah, A-, I agree.
And then that's pretty much it for this video. Is there anything you want to plug or promote before we get out of here?
No, but I'm definitely looking forward to the future episodes. We only got a few episodes left until we're done with season 1, so I'm looking forward to that. Check out our other shows that we're doing: Avatar: Last Airbender, Danny Phantom, Ben 10. We're also making good progress on those shows. We're halfway through season 1 of Danny and Avatar, and we're almost done with season 1 of Ben 10. So look forward to those. And we are about to finish the original trilogy of Star Wars. We already watched Return of the Jedi, and we're going to do the review soonish.
Yeah, that was going to be the video this week, but then the snow decided not to happen. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we have
how ironic. You're getting snowed in while we're doing a video about a fire mountain.
I was gonna say it would have been even cooler, ironic, if we had done this when we did Empire Strikes Back, because that takes place in a lot of snowy locations and everything like that too. But
yeah.
But yeah, we have a lot of big videos coming up. Like you said, Return of the Jedi. That'll be in a couple weeks. Next week we're gonna do finally the 2 big Avatar episodes, The Storm and the Blue Spirit. My birthday, we're gonna be finally finishing the end of an era for AJ and I, finishing like the first season of Kiss Sis, which took us like over 10 years to like do. So that's gonna be a big video.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be kind of a weird time for us. And then shortly after my birthday, we're gonna like really go full on and really start Avatar Danny and Ben, like just obviously we'll do other stuff in between, but that will be like finally our main focus. Like we're not gonna stop. We're just gonna do it and not take like a big break or anything like that. So that'll be fun. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And thank you guys for watching this video, and we will talk to you guys later.